Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Today, we have a jam-packed episode, so get your popcorn ready, because this is going to be a fun one. We have the AA opening day, the AAA opening day, and then we're going to finish the month of April up. We're going to play one Major League game as well. So a lot of things to cover today. So we're going to start off with the AA team. Unfortunately, we have no A potential prospects on the AA squad for now, barring trades, which, you know me, I'm going to be making some trades in the near future. But some guys to look at include Brandon Waddle. He is the top player on the team. He's the ace, 25 years old, 72 overall with B potential. A few other talented players, including the top prospect on the AA team, the Altoona Curve, as that is Travis Swaggerty. 22 years old, 62 overall with 88 potential. And as you go down here, not a lot of guys with upside in the 50s, so that's kind of unfortunate, but there are a few B potential guys in the 60s, including players like Travis Swaggerty. So the opening game here for the Altoona Curve is against the Erie Seawolves, the AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers, and fittingly, the AAA opening game was also against the affiliate of the Tigers, as looking at the lineups from 1 to 9, getting a good idea of both teams for who to watch. Both of these squads have a lot of their top hitting prospects in AAA, but the Tigers got some big-name pitching prospects in AA. Let's go top first. The leadoff hitter, Cole Peterson for Erie, going to rip a single up the middle just a little. Now runners on the corners and one out here for Josh Lester. He's shopping gap into left center field. One run would score, and the Seawolves will start this game off with a 1-0 lead off the RBI double from Lester. A couple batters later, Chad Cedillo with a single into right. Another run is going to score, and the Seawolves take a 2-0 lead. Tariq Skubal on the mound for the Seawolves. He's one of the big three on this AA squad. Him, Casey Mize, and Matt Manning. All three are really good prospects for Erie and the Tigers. Those three all have ace potential in the same organization, which is incredible, as the Seawolves going to turn a nice 5-4-3 double play. That was Logan Hill up at the dish, who grounded into the double play. On the bottom of the second, there is a strikeout looking for Jesse Medrano. Let's go to the third inning now. Yasmani Tomas, the former Arizona Diamondback, going deep in the left, and it is going to cross the fence. Tomas was a really talented young player with a lot of potential early in his career with the Diamondbacks, but sort of fell off. Tigers recently acquired him, and now he is with the AA team. As there's a nice strikeout from Waddle. On to the bottom of the third, Travis Swaggerty, his first at-bat of the game, is going to be a ground out. The second baseman, Cody Clemens, who is related to the great Roger Clemens, almost bobbles it. A few batters later, that one's going into left off of somewhere of Cam Gibson's body. I don't know. But that's a single for the first baseman, Michael Jones. And then the next batter, Steven Alamis, would get a single off of the, I guess not really a single, but an error from Cedillo. However, the inning would end as there's a blind Madras with the fly out to third. Cedillo under it to make the catch. On to the fourth inning. He's just a window shopper because he's just looking. On to the bottom of the fourth, Tariq Skubal continuing to dominate as he will strike out Valero. Let's go to the fifth inning now. Swaggerty having trouble with it, but he does come down with it. Nice defensive play from the top prospect on the Altoona Curve. And then a few batters later, that one is placed almost perfectly into shallow center, which makes it hard for a player to make the catch, but Steven Alamis will grab it. Let's move now to the bottom of the fifth. Travis Swaggerty, more blind than Helen Keller. I don't know what he was swinging at, as Travis Skubal really fooled him. And then a couple batters later, actually the next batter, Jason DeLay, he would strike out as well. Skubal still scoreless through 5. On to the sixth, here's Cam Gibson, the left fielder, flying out to left. A nice play by Sharp to track over to the ball. Now on to the bottom of the sixth, here's Michael Jones up at the dish. And the shutout is no more. Jones crosses the fence with the home run, 398 feet. The Altoona Curve are now on the board. The first run allowed of the season from Tariq Skubal. And the Curve are going to keep the inning going. Peterson deflects the ball off his body, but that's still a base hit. Then here is Chris Sharp. Hit nicely into center, however, it would be caught by Jacob Robeson. And we are through 6. Score is 3-1. On to the 7th inning, Shea Murray into the game for Brandon Waddle. As that one is going to be deflected by Jesse Medrano, will be a base hit for the Seawolves. So they get a runner on with 2 outs. They wouldn't capitalize, but still, credit to Medrano for putting his body on the line. As there is a strikeout, Adrian Valero going down. A couple batters later, Travis Swiggerty gets a single into right. Good to see him getting his first base knock of the campaign, hopefully the first of many. And then a few batters, actually the next batter, Jason DeLay, he would fly out to left, so Swiggerty's single doesn't mean too much as we now advance to the 8th. Joel Cesar into the game here for the Curve, the talented 23-year-old righty, as he will get a nice strikeout right there. 2 gone now in the top of the 8th. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th, shall we? Drew Carlton into the game for Detroit. Tariq Skubbal's day is done, as Michael Jones, who had a home run earlier, is going to strike out here. Nice pitch from Carlton. Here's a look at Skubbal's numbers. 7 innings, 5 hits allowed, only 1 earned run. Striking out 8 batters. Did not walk a single batter, believe it or not. So credit to him. There's a bad strikeout for Steven Alamis. And then Bly Madras with 2 gone. Places the bat down peacefully around the bases, young sir. Bly Madras cutting the lead in half to 1. Big home run for the Altoona Curve. They needed that. I mean, 3-1 is a hard deficit to come back from in 1 inning. Let's move to the 9th. Joel Cesar in a little bit of a jam as 2 runners are on with no outs. And then the next batter would be Jacob Robeson. He draws a walk, so Cesar's day would be done. Jeff Hartlib would enter the game here for the Curve. He pitched in 29 games last year, up in the majors, so he does have some big league experience if the Pirates want to consider calling him up this year. As there's a fly out into left. The runner's not going to tag up. There's Danny Woodrow going down on the inside slider. It's now 2 gone. Bases juice for Yasmani Tomas, who hit the home run earlier, and he will fly out to center. Swiggerty under it. So now, can the Curve make the comeback, or will the Erie Seawolves get the win? Here comes Gerson Moreno on for the save here for Erie. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it, as here's Adrian Valero striking out. Curve down to their final out, and Jesse Medrano has the game on his back. He's going to get it to third. Cedillo is unable to make the play, and that'll bring up the potential game-winning run. Travis Swiggerty, what can he do? He's actually going to get plunked by the pitch. So Swiggerty advances to first. 2 on, 2 gone for Jason DeLay. He's going to swing and miss at the low slider, and the Erie Seawolves will start the season off with a win. Tariq Skubal pitched very nicely, and the scary thing for the Curve is their next 2 games are against Casey Mize and Matt Manning, respectively. So it might be a rough start to the season for the Curve. Looking at the numbers, multi-hit game for Madras, he had the home run. The other multi-hit game went to Jones, who also went yard. Solid game from Travis Swiggerty. He went 1 for 3, reaching base twice as he got hit by the pitch. Waddle ends up with the loss. He was okay. 3 earned runs in 6 innings. So now let's look at the AAA team, the Indianapolis Indians, and there are a few high potential guys on this roster, including Ke'Bryan Hayes, the #1 prospect in the entire organization, the only top 50 prospect the Pirates have. He is only ranked at number 50, but still, he has a ton of potential. He's a guy who I could see getting called up in July or August if he plays well. Then the other 8 potential prospect, O'Neal Cruz, only 21 years old, from the Dominican Republic, 6'7", 175. So this is baseball's version of Brandon Ingram on our team. A few other interesting players, including Dovydas Neverauskas from Lithuania. Don't see many European natives in baseball, so it's cool to see a couple here and there, as the Indians can open up their season against the Toledo Mud Hens. As I said earlier, the Indians will be playing the AAA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers. Here's a look at your lineups. The Tigers actually acquired Royce Lewis, who was the #1 pick in 2017, in exchange for Riley Green early in the season. Here's a look at your pitchers. Shai Chin-Chang for the Mud Hens, and Wei-Chung Wang for the Indians. Is Wang going to start this game striking out Lewis, who, as I mentioned, was the top pick in the 2017 draft. Next batter, Isaac Paredes, one of the better hitting prospects for this Tiger organization, ripping a single, but it won't really matter as there is the strikeout of Jorge Bonifacio. Let's move to the bottom of first. Charlie Tilson striking out. Nice pitch from Xiao Chang. And then the next batter, Brian Hayes, full count. He should have just laid off that pitch. That was going to be a walk, as the catcher, John Nunez, will strike out. Wei Chun Wang looking good through 2 innings. On to the bottom of the second, O'Neal Cruz with a nice shot into left center field would, however, be caught by Daz Cameron, who was part of that Justin Verlander trade a few years ago with the Astros. Speaking of Cameron, he's going to lead off the 3rd inning for Toledo, getting a weak hit into right, but he's going to round it out for a double. So the Mud Hens have a runner in scoring position with no outs. Let's see if they can capitalize. Here's Royce Lewis a couple batters later with a deep shot into center. Would be caught by the former White Sox Charlie Tilson, as Cameron would come home to score, and the Mud Hens have taken a 1-0 lead. Here's Paredes swinging and missing at the inside fastball. Nice pitch from Wang as we are through 2.5 innings. On to the 3rd. Socrates Brito going to swing and miss at the outside fastball. And then here's JT Riddle, former Miami Marlin, going to ground it to first. Brandon Dixon bobbles it, but he does recover and tags the base. Perfect game so far for Xiao Chang through 3. Let's move to the 4th inning. An absolute bomb into left. That'll be extra bases. The outfielders chasing after it, as that'll be a 2-out double. That would lead to nothing, but still a nice base hit nonetheless for Toledo, as there is a strikeout right there. And then Brian Hayes with a nice hit into left would be caught by Troy Stokes Jr. So we're through 4. 1-0 lead. Make it 2-0. Daz Cameron with a bomb into left field off of the scoreboard. 406 feet for Cameron, his first home run of the season. And the Mud Hens will extend their lead, now up 2-0. O'Neal Cruz trying to do some damage control. Deep shot into right center. However, Daz Cameron is able to track it for the out. Here's Frank Schwindel now in the 6th. Weak hit. Watch out for Wang's ankles. That ball literally broke his ankles. That'll be a base hit for Schwindel. And a few batters later, it would be deflected by Will Craig. He will get the out. Nice defensive play for the Indians. And then John Nunez up. He will fly out to right. Would be caught by Brito to end the inning. Let's move to the bottom of the 6th. Still a perfect game, by the way, for Xiao Chang. That's going to change. Socrates Brito gets it over the head of the right fielder Bonifacio, and that'll be a no-out triple. So now the Indians have an opportunity to drive in a run. Let's see if they can do it. JT Riddle, he's going to strike out. Brito tries to run home on the wild pitch. He is tagged out. That is the pure textbook definition of a wasted opportunity if you're the Indians, as there is Pablo Reyes striking out. On to the 7th, Joel Lugo going to go down swinging. Nice pitch from Wei Chun Wang, his 7th strikeout of the day. And then here's Royce Lewis, grounded to first. Craig makes the play, and that would end the day for Wang. 7 good innings. He pitched really well, but unfortunately the bats were just not helping him, at least up to this point. As here's Charlie Tilson, starting the bottom of the 7th with a single. So this is a nice opportunity for Brian Hayes to potentially do something or get a weak fly out to the catcher. That's an option as well. And then Will Craig, weak grounder to third. Paredes gets it over to Lugo, over to Dixon for the 5-4-3 double play. As we move on to the 8th inning, Dovidas Neverauskas in for Indianapolis. He pitched 10 games in the majors last year. Here's Hayes turning the 5-4-3 double play. The Indians defense saying, what you can do, I can do better, getting a nice defensive double play of their own. On to the bottom of the 8th, O'Neal Cruz up at the dish. Deep fly ball into right would be caught by Bonifacio. So both Hayes and Cruz are currently 0 for 3 for the Indians. As here's Jake Elmore, the next batter. He's going to get that one into right for a 1-out double. So now the Indians have a runner in scoring position. Tying run up at the dish. 2 outs now for John Ryan Murphy. And he's just going to fly out to center. Would be caught by Cameron. So let's now move on to the 9th inning. Toledo leads it 2-0. Yaxel Rios into the game for the Indians. He pitched in 14 games last season with both the Phillies and the Pirates. as Cabrian Hayes makes a nice snag at third, and then O'Neal Cruz is able to end the inning with a nice play at short. Let's go to the bottom of the ninth. Xiao Ching Chang still in the game here for the Mud Hens. He's going to strike out Pablo Reyes. Now down to their last out, it's Charlie Tilson who's going to get it into center, but it would be caught by Daz Cameron. And the Toledo Mud Hens get the win by a score of 2-0. So both minor league affiliates of the Pirates will start their seasons off 0-1. As here's a look at the numbers. No multi-hit games, only 3 hits for the entire team. Charlie Tilson, Socrates Brito, and Jake Ellimore were the ones who got the base hits. So now it's time to show some love for the major league team. The Pittsburgh Pirates on a little bit of a slump, sitting at 9-14. They'll be taking on the 14-9 Milwaukee Brewers, who currently lead the National League Central. Here's a look at your lineups 1-9, sort of getting a gauge of how the Pirates players are doing. I'll show full stats at the end of the episode, as it'll be Mitch Keller on the mound for Pittsburgh. Rough start for the Onion. He's 0-2 with a 5.85 ERA. But we all know the potential is there with this kid, as here's Brock Holt here in the top of the first. That should have been an out. However, Colin Moran botches it. You can't get too mad at Moran. He is hitting .337 this season. Next batter, it is Christian. The ladies are yelling for Yelich. Christian Yelich with the single in the right. Holt is able to advance to third, and the Brewers have runners on the corners with 1 out. Make that 2 outs, as Keston Hiura would strike out, and then Omar Narvaez would go down as well. Rough game in this one, as you'll see, for Narvaez. Mitch Keller gets out of a jam. Let's go to the bottom of the first now. Eric Lauer into the game for Milwaukee, one of the more underrated young pitchers in baseball. He started off the season well, 1-1, 2.92 ERA, playing well for the Brewers. As here's Josh Bell. What on earth are you swinging at? I think he took a shot of vodka in the dugout and then put drunk goggles on top of that. On to the second inning, 6-4-3 double play. Nice play at short from Cole Tucker. Let's move to the bottom of the second. Jacob Stallings, the catcher, will strike out. Now into the third inning, where things get interesting as Lorenzo Cain is up. Nice barehanded effort from Cole Tucker. Cain, however, would be safe. Next batter is Holt. His ball goes by the gloves of Moran and Tucker for a single. So now there's 2 on, no outs. Then Christian Yelich would strike out. That's huge for Mitch Keller. Few batters later, Avisail Garcia would go down looking with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So Mitch Keller definitely gets out of the jam. Let's go to the bottom of the third now. Lauer makes a nice play, and they're going to say he got out Cole Tucker. The Pirates would challenge this, and as you can see, Tucker's foot does step on the bag before it gets in the glove of the first baseman. And the challenge would indeed be overturned, so a smart call from Pittsburgh, and now they got a runner on. And then the next batter, Mitch Keller, laying down the bunt. Sogard goes for the barehanded play. It does not work, trying to show off style points. And that's the first hit of the career of Mitch Keller. Not the sexiest hit, but it does the job. And then here's Kevin Newman. He gets a weak hit. That'll score a run, however. Tucker is safe. So the Pirates have 3 hits in this inning. All of them have gone a total of about maybe 15 feet each. But, I mean, it's done the job. And then here's Colin Moran with the sacrifice fly into center. Mitch Keller will score, and it is now 2-0. But why not stop the fun? Here's Josh Bell, the next batter. Down the right field line and fair. Kevin Newman is rounding third. He will score from first, and that'll be an RBI double for Josh Bell. Pirates now lead it 3-0. The Brewers need to do damage control, and this is a very good start. Leading off the fourth inning, it's Eric Sogard going deep into right, and the veteran will cut the lead down to 2 as it's now 3-1. Now moving on to the fifth inning, there's Omar Narvaez striking out for a second time in this game. That would end Mitch Keller's day. 5 very solid innings as there's Colin Moran going down looking. Let's move on to the sixth inning, shall we? Michael Feliz into the game for Pittsburgh in 15 appearances, currently sitting at a 2.6 ERA. He's been very solid so far for the Pirates, as that one's going to dribble over to short. Tucker makes the play, however, they're going to say the runner was safe, and the Pirates would decide to challenge this one as well. It was very close, but it looks like Avisail Garcia is safe, and the umpires would agree. So the challenge is failed, the play stands, and Garcia is safe at first. Next batter, here's Eric Sogard, places it nicely into left for a ground rule double. So that puts 2 runners in scoring position. No out for Justin Smoke. That one's going to go high into center, caught by Brian Reynolds. Run would come home to score, and just like that, the Brewers have cut the lead down to 1 as it's now 3-2. Can Lorenzo Cain tie this game up? Not quite. Cole Tucker makes the play at short, ending the 6th inning, or ending the top of the 6th, sorry. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Brent Suter entering the game for Milwaukee. In 12 appearances so far this year, he has a 2.31 ERA as Josh Bell almost gets the home run. If it was fair, it would have been gone. He's just going to draw the walk instead, so still a nice result for Bell, but it doesn't lead to anything, as here's Adam Frazier with the weak fly out to the catcher. Narvaez is able to catch it. Let's move to the 7th. Keston Hiura striking out the talented young second baseman. And then Omar Narvaez, that's the hat trick. His 3rd K of the day. Now moving on to the top of the 8th. Nick Birdy entering the game for Pittsburgh. It's been a rough season for him. 6.35 ERA. As here's Avisail Garcia. He gets his 3rd base hit of the day. He's been sneaky good in this one for Milwaukee. And then Eric Sogard, that's his 3rd base hit. Both of those two have been really, really good in this game for Milwaukee. But the next batter, Justin Smoke, that should have been a double play, but Tucker misses it. Everybody's safe. Bases are loaded. No outs. Now there's 2 outs. Josh Bell gets the grounder. He will tag first. And despite having the bases juiced with nobody out, the Brewers are unable to score a run. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. David Phelps in for Milwaukee. He has pitched 10 games so far this season. It's been a rough start to the year. As there's Orlando Arcia making a really nice diving play at short, getting Colin Moran out. A few batters later, Gregory Polanco, he's going to strike out. Josh Bell will successfully steal second in the process as it is a wild pitch. And then Jacob Stallings will strike out. So this will remain a 1-run game as we move on to the 9th. Keone Kela on for the save. He's had 4 save attempts, successful in 3 of them. His first batter, Christian Yelich, will draw a walk. Then Keston Hiura is going to go down looking. So now that'll bring up Omar Narvaez. He's going to strike out for a 4th time in this game. The last hope for the Brewers is Avisail Garcia. That one's going to go high into center, and it will be caught by Brian Reynolds. And the Pittsburgh Pirates will get the win by a score of 3-2. They improve to 10-14. The Brewers, meanwhile, go down to 14-10. Nice win in this one for Pittsburgh as we look at the box score. For Milwaukee, as I mentioned, Garcia and Sogard each had 3 hit games. Sogard had the home run. RBIs and extra base hits for Sogard and Smoke. Lauer gets the loss. In 5 innings, he pitched pretty average, 3 earned runs, nothing crazy. For Pittsburgh, multi-hit games for Newman, Bell, and just those 2. The only extra base hit in this game went to Josh Bell. RBIs for Bell, Kevin Newman, and Colin Moran. Mitch Keller pitched very well. He gets the win. Holds for Felez and Birdy, and then Keone Kela gets his 4th save of the season. So we have now completed the month of April. Our Pirates sitting at 13-18, which is last in the division, but only 4.5 games out of first place. Looking at the stats, Brian Reynolds is doing pretty good. Frazier, meh. Josh Bell is having another all-star caliber campaign. Polanco's been pretty average. Kevin Newman's doing well. Colin Moran is playing well. Jose Osuna, nah, not great. Kevin Kramer's been good. Stallings, good. Dyson, nah, not great. Maley has struggled. Eric Gonzalez has been good. Tucker is not. And Jason Martin has been decent. Looking at the starting pitching, Chris Archer has been terrible. Joe Musgrove has been very good. Trevor Williams has been good. Keller has been below average. And then Steven Brault has been really good. And then even the long reliever, Robbie Erlin, has a sub-1 ERA. Feliz has been solid. Rodriguez has been great. Birdie, meh. Crick, bad. And then Keone Kela, bad ERA, but good whip. So the Altoona Curve are currently 6-14. The Indianapolis Indians sitting at 10-11. And I do want to check out these stats. We don't need to see all the minor league stats, but I mainly want to focus on our top prospects. O'Neal Cruz only hitting .217. He is hitting for good power and driving in a good number of runs. Looking at the rest of the crew, .364 average for Socrates Brito. Brian Hayes is playing pretty well. He's a guy who I could see us calling up, as I mentioned, maybe in July or August. JT Riddle's doing pretty well. Looking at the pitching, Wei Chun Wang isn't doing too shabby. All the starters are doing pretty average. Cody Ponce has been very good out of the bullpen. Eckelman has been good. Stratton has been good. Luis Escobar has been great. Rios has been very solid. And then Dovydas Neverauskas has an ERA almost at 0.5. He's been great. Looking at the Double-A team, Logan Hill has been very good. Travis Swaggerty, bad average, but he is hitting for solid power. And the bats as a whole for the Double-A team really not doing too hot. I guess that's why they're struggling. The pitching has been good, though. 0.89 ERA for Miguel De Pozo. And a lot of these relievers are doing well. Joe Jacques, Joel Cesar, Jeff Hartleb, they're all doing really well. So we're going to make one move to finish out the episode, as our Major League team currently has 25 players, but you can have 26 players on a Major League team now. And we're going to go out and sign Aroldis Vizcaino to help the bullpen. He's been really good the past few seasons for the Braves. Didn't pitch a lot last year, I think, due to an injury, but in 2018 and 2017, he was great. So we're going to try to sign him to a 2-year deal. We cannot because we have the maximum amount of players on a roster. So we're going to have to cut Julio Geronimo, and the Pirates would agree with Aroldis Vizcaino to a 2-year contract worth $5.8 million, $2.9 million annually, with a club option for the second year. If things don't work out, the Pirates can just cut their ties with him and let him go. That'll end the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, and as always, have a good one. Peace out. Next episode coming soon, most likely on Tuesday, so keep your eye out for that.